Okay, so we have an invasive species, right? And they begin to spread at the time of 0. The number of the acres on the fruit grove is modeled by this equation, and basically the C prime is also given to us. Now the question says find the average number of the acres. Now the average number just means that you should implement the average value equation. So we're going to be saying 1 over b minus a integral from a to b ct dt. A is 0 and b is 4, so 1 over 4 integration from 0 to 4 ct dt. Let me show you how that's going to be done in Desmos. In Desmos, you must avoid trouble by plugging in x instead of t. And here's the plugin. First of all, I plugged in c of x, and then I did 1 over 4 integration from 0 to 4 cx dx, and I got 2.778. So the answer is going to come out to 2.778. That was part A. Part B says, find the time when the instantaneous rate of change of C, which basically means C prime of t, already provide for us here in the equation, is equal to the average rate of change of C over the interval. Now look, the average rate of change of C basically means C of 4 minus C of 0 over 4 minus 0. Now that should be equalized to C prime of t. So let's use Desmos for this purpose. First of all, I'll be basically going Desmos, and I'm going to be asking it to find me the equation or the graph of C prime of x. Let me show you. So here in Desmos, you would basically come here, you will write capital C, and then go to functions, and go to the prime part, and then put x. It will now graph for you the graph of the derivative of C of x. Now let's find the average rate of change. So what you will do is, you will do capital C of 4 divided by 4 minus 0, and here minus capital C bracket 0. Perfect. Now this number here, you will now say y is equal to that number, which is 1.282. Okay, so now we're looking basically for the intersection of this one and this number. So now we already plotted this number, right? And now we're gonna have to check for the intersection of the black figure and this line. Now, to make my life easy, I'm going to remove this color. And just remove it by clicking on it, and I'm going to see where they intersect from 0 to 4, and they intersect basically here at 2.154. So my answer is going to be 2.154. Okay, that was part B. Part C says, assume that the invasive species continues to spread according to the given model for all times of t more than 0. Write a limit expression that describes the end behavior of the rate of change. Now, what's end behavior? Basically means the limit of the time approaching infinity for the rate of change. So essentially for the C prime t. So C prime of t. And also it says evaluate. So t approaching infinity of basically 38 over 25 plus t squared. Now you're going to have 38 over 25 plus infinity, so 38 over infinity, which gives you a 0 essentially. Okay, part D says at time of 4 weeks after the invasive species appears in the fruit grove, measures are taken to counter the spread of the species. We have this A equation. which is the number of the acres affected by the species over the time interval from 4 to 36. At what time does A attain a maximum? A maximum basically requires us to differentiate A prime, differentiate C, differentiate the integral away. It will go away, 0.1 ln of x. You must also equalize the left side to a 0. So c prime of t is equal minus 0.10 or 0.1 ln of x. Now we're going to have 0.1 ln of x is equal to c prime of t. Let's see where they will intersect. So now we're going to say 0.1 ln of x. Okay, let's see where it intersects with the c prime of t. We don't need this line anymore. We don't need this anymore. So now let's see where they intersect. And they do intersect pretty clearly here at 11.441. So now the time is equal to 11.441. We must assess this endpoint plus this critical point plus those two endpoints. So now we're going to say A of t is equal to C of t minus 4t 0.1 ln of x dx. We must assess this with the time of 4, the first endpoint, with the time of 11.441, the critical point, and the time of 36, which is the other endpoint. So we must assess it as 3 times. Whichever gives you the highest number is going to win. So now I should go to Desmos and I should be plugging in this equation essentially. Okay, so here's my equation. I'll be plugging in one time the x as a 4 and the t as a 4. I'm going to be saving that. Then one time I'm going to be plugging in the c of the critical point, which was 11.441. Okay, minus the integration from 4 to again 11.441, 0.1 ln of x dx. That's my second one. Finally, I'm going to be plugging in the c of 36 minus again the integration from 4 to 36. Then here 0.1 ln of x dx. And now my maximum value appears to be at this number. And the question says at what time from 4 to 36 does A attain the maximum value? And that's going to be the time of 11.441. So you want to find the area of R, right? And R is basically the area between G and f of x. So you just have to basically do area is equal to integral. This R is between 0 and 3, basically, from 0 to 3. You just have to do, top minus bottom. So gx minus f of x, close the thing, and put dx. So now, in here, I recommend that you actually write f of x, and you write the function x squared minus 2x, and here you want to write g of x is equal to x plus sine, where is it? Sine pi x. And they're going to meet up in this way, but you can always make your graph smaller. You can always construct it from 0 to 3 if you want to. That's basically our problem here. And all you have to do now is to just go here and write functions and go to integration, which is this one, from 0 to 3. And now, is that what I think it is?
So طيارة.
No, it's a plane. I don't think that's a helicopter either.
Is that Strait of Hormuz?
It's wrong.
Widow. God, we're in the middle. They made an emergency drill in our school.
Really?
Yeah, something's gonna. Us too. I wasn't there though. I was home. Something is gonna happen.
Okay, perfect. Now it says for part B, region R is the base of a solid where it's a cross section and they want the height, the volume. So like volume in a cross section is equal to basically
هذا كان صعب ما عرفته.
no pi. You don't put pi.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, from 0 to 3, you're gonna find the area of something and you're gonna integrate the area. This something is called a rectangle, right? It's a rectangle. Yeah. Now rectangle has two dimensions, a height and in this case a base. Now the base is r and the height is x. So the height is x and the base is r. And what's r? Gx minus f of x. Gx minus f of x. And that's how we do it. So basically here you would just come and you're gonna do integration from 0 to 3 and you're gonna do open a bracket x.
ليش ما كتبت x فوق وها integration فوق؟
Yeah, so open two brackets x and then another one g of x minus f of x, close the bracket, and then you would write close the other one and then put dx.
I got 7.7.
7.704. You must always report to 3 decimals. You can round or not, it's up to you. So either write 7.704 or you can write 7.705. They're both accepted in the exam. Now part C is going to be about a volume of the solid generated when the region R is rotated around the line y is equal to -2. Now,
Volume there.
well, this is the question. Will you use washer method here or disk method? What do you guys think? The line is here, right? So there's essentially going to be a hole between here and here and a hole between here and here. When there's a hole, that's called the washer method because a washer has a hole in the middle, okay? And so you're going to have to use the washer method and you're going to have to do volume is equal to pi from 0 to 3 again. You must now do a huge bracket dx with two small brackets inside with a minus sign between them and a square in each one of them. You must now do the top function minus the line. So g of x minus -2. So g of x essentially plus 2. Then do the lower function minus the line. So f of x minus -2. So f of x plus 2. This one the setup, not the answer. So we're good. Okay. Now here we have.
I didn't get an answer.
Okay. G prime. When they're saying find the value of the x at which the line tangent to the graph of f is parallel. Now line tangent being parallel of f means that the f prime should be equal to the g prime. So now what you do is that you go to Desmos, you just have to type basically f prime of x, or you can just write d
over dx.
over dx.
How do you write prime?
Just write d over dx.
It's easier for you if you do that.
Can
And
you
also
write the quotation thing? Is it where that?
the prime, it's actually here in the functions. If you go
From the keyboard, is it possible?
oh yeah, from the keyboard, yeah, it's the quotation one. Yeah, and also write d over dx of
g of x.
g of x. Okay, and now close the bracket. Now, you can make this invisible, and now see where they meet up from 0 to 1. Only from 0 to 1 you focus on it. So only from here to here, they meet up basically here at 0.675. That's the answer, 0.675. Okay, so R is differentiable function,
So it's continuous.
so it's continuous. If it's differentiable, it's continuous. R is measured in words per minute. They want to find R prime 1. So 1 is somewhere here. So you must use 190. So you're going to say R prime of 1 is equal to R2 minus R0 over 2 minus 0.
10 over 2.
100 minus 90 over 2.
5.
So 5. But don't forget the unit.
Words per minute per minute.
Words per minute basically.
مستعد نكتب هيك شيء.
Okay, part B, it says, must there be a value C where the RC is equal to 155? That's basically the application of the IVT. Okay, now between 0 and 10, we're ranging from 90 all the way to 162. So yes, it does make sense that at some point we reach 155. It does make
8
sense.
and 10.
Sorry?
Between 8 and 10.
Probably, but we don't know. It could be also from 0 to 2. We don't know. Because maybe like you reach a 90, and then you maybe go up, then go down. You never know, right? But like somewhere between 0 and 10, we reach 155 in terms of R. So now, what do we say for part B? We say yes, because RT is differentiable function, so it's continuous. Okay, so the intermediate,
Like the IVT.
no, you cannot use abbreviations.
Yeah.
They will hate you for it. Value theorem.
عشان ما يكتبوا عادي بس احنا لا.
I've never seen it.
والله يمكن انا شوي.
Stop defying them. Guarantees a value C that's C is bigger than 0, less than 10. So R of T is equal to 155. Bigger than, you pick 90 and 162. That's how you answer part B. Okay.
يمكن هنا كانوا يكتبوا مو بالشيء يسمونه بالانسر كي يعني هنا يقولون اذا.
Yeah, so you want to defy them. You want to defy them, man. Okay, part C says use a trapezoidal sum with 3 subintervals to approximate the value of 0, 10. Now, what is exactly a trapezoidal sum? You do basically base 1 plus base 2 times height over 2. Now the base is the R and the height is the difference between the times. So how does that work? Basically you're going to say 2 minus 0 times 90 plus 100 over 2. Then you will do 8 minus 2 times 100 plus 150 over 2. Then you will do 10 minus 8 times 150 plus 162 over 2. Now it seems to be easy at this point, but it's not, because now the rest what follows is going to be without a calculator.
Don't we have a normal calculator?
No.
Not allowed. 0 calculator allowed. So this will cancel out. You get 190 here. 8 minus 2 is 6. Divide by 2 is 3. 3 times 250 is 750. Now, 10 minus 8 is 2. These go away. 150,
312 يمكن
312.
yeah.
You must now add them up. So 190, 750, 312. So 2 with 15, 2 plus 10 is 12. So 1252 is going to be the answer.
مثلا كل هاي ستيبس لازم نكتب
Yeah,
يعني هذول همين كل هيك شيء
everything just like I did.
لا انت ما كاتب الكتاب كله مثلا
I mean, I wrote the numbers.
النمبرز بس اللي قبله لا
No need, just skip the numbers part. Part D talks about how a teacher, wow, I relate. Okay, also starts reading at time of 0.
انت مو تيشرت اسطوره
And, oh, wow, thank you, man. And continues reading for the next 10 minutes. The rate at which, okay, we have a rate. How many? How many means what? We have to integrate the rate. Integrate WT from 0 to 10, and you must also here put dt. And you must do this without any calculator. So integrate -3 over 10 t squared plus 8t plus 100 dt. -3 over 10 t cubed over 3 plus 8t squared over 2 plus 100t from 0 to 10. These cancel out. So -1000 over 10 plus 4, 100 plus 1000. And this will be -100 plus 400 plus 1000, 1300 or 1300.
يمكن أنا هنا
So
1
g prime of 8.
yeah
So
2009, no, 2011 was $10.
okay, is f of x. So g prime of 8 is f of 8,
1
which is just a 1. Just a 1. Okay. Find the values in the open interval where the graph of g has a point of inflection. That means now we should find the second derivative to be equal to a 0 or does not exist as long as there's a sign change on the left and the right. So now f prime is 0 here
and that 3
and here, and also it does not exist here. The question is, where is there a sign change? In all of them. Why? Here, the slope of, 1 second, so yeah, so this is f prime here being a 0. Okay, here the f prime is negative, here the f prime is positive. That's called a sign change. This one counts. Here f prime is 0. F prime here is positive, f prime here is negative. That's a sign change. That counts. Here f prime is does not exist, which is okay. Here it's negative and here it's positive. So they all count as inflection points.
Wait, where's negative?
Negative if the line is going down.
Yeah, but like,
on the left side of 6
oh, okay.
Yeah. So we have 3 inflection. What? Okay, -3, 3, and 6. Okay, you must say y, where g double prime x, which is equals to f prime of x, is equal 0, does not exist. You must say 0 for -3 and 3. Okay, and at x equals to 6, where g double prime x is equal f prime of x, which equals does not exist, okay, with f prime sign change on the left and the right of these points. You must guarantee the sign change to guarantee it being an inflection point. Okay, like for example, if it was something like this, even though it's 0 here, it's not an inflection point because it was positive f prime and still positive f prime. That doesn't count, right? Now it says in part C, find G12 and find G of 0. This will require us to do some integration. So area under the curve. So G of 12 would mean the integration from 6 to 12 ft dt, and G of 0 would mean integration from 6 to 0 ft dt. So let's do it here on the curve.
1/2 multiply 6 multiply by 3.
For 6 to 12, it's just a triangle. So half by base by height, half by base by the height, which is 3. And you get yourself a 9. Now, from 6 to 0, you're going to have to go back or left. And if you go left, you must put a negative sign. That's a semicircle. So pi over 2r squared. And the r is basically 3. So 3 squared. So negative 9 pi over 2, basically. Okay. So, part D. I think it's absolute minimum, minimum.
Absolute.
Absolute. You know what that means? Endpoints plus the critical point. So at least 3 points, right? So that means when the G prime is equal to the f of x, which equals to a 0 or does not exist. That's what it means. Plus the endpoints. Now, when is the f0?
Does not exist. I mean, نحسبها بال.
Yeah. But in this case, it will always exist because it's f. At 0, right? F is 0 at 0. And also at 6, f is 0. So now we have 2 critical points. But which one of them is the minimum when you go from under the x-axis to above the x-axis? So this is actually neither. Doesn't count.
Yeah.
Only focus on the 0. Plus the 2 endpoints, which are the negative 6 and the 12. So now what do? You must now come back and find G of 0, G of negative 6, and G of 12. Apply them back in the equation. So 6 to 0, ft dt. 6 to negative 6, ft dt.
No calculator.
No calculator. 6 to 12, ft dt.
Negative 6 0.
We already found 612 before, right?
Yeah.
It was a 9?
Yeah.
Okay. How about 6 to negative 6?
0.
0, because you will, this will cancel this.
Yeah.
But you cannot just say 0, you must show the work. As you go from 6 to negative 6, you're going to be going left, you must put a negative sign.
Going down or left, like.
No, 6 to, so 6 to negative 6 is going, yeah. Now this is going to be pi, pi over 2, r squared, so 3 squared. But now this one is going to be under the x-axis, so minus pi over 2, again 3 squared. You get 0. And now from 6 to 0, you must go left,
Negative.
which means negative pi over 2 r squared, so negative 9 pi over 2. And the smallest number here is the negative number. So now the value of x will be 0. So you're going to say x equals 0 because G of 0 is negative 9 pi over 2, which is the least. Okay, find the velocity of particle h. For particle h, we have its position equation. How do you find the velocity? You must differentiate. So Vh is equal to x prime of h. So
2t minus 4.
So look, you copy paste the e.
Yeah, multiplied by the.
By derivative of the power, which is 2t minus 4.
And then plug.
They're saying at time of 1, right? So v of 1 is equal to.
Negative 2.
Replace every t with 1.
Minus 8 e power
Negative 3.
minus 1.
Negative
No,
2
minus
over e to power of 3.
Negative 2 e negative 3.
أنا مستري كتبت هيجي صحيح هم؟
Yeah, you can leave it like this, or you can put the e down and make the power positive. They're both right.
خلينا نشوف شلون كاتبه.
They wrote it like this. Part B. So I came prepared today. Part B.
شلون تتذكر؟ أنا ما أتذكر إذا question.
No, it's just business, bro. We have to remember. During which open intervals from 0 to 5 are the particles H and J moving in the opposite directions? Now look.
Find critical points at F prime, then see if they're positive or negative.
Very good. So you're going to find when the V of H is equal 0, when the V of J is equal 0.
Come on, this is physics, mechanics.
Actually, so it's going to be Zalta for me.
Velocity, acceleration.
Appetizer, bro. And that's it. This summer, we're going to kill it.
Yeah, well, not in the end now.
But we need those files organized, not like that.
أنت منبوقة مثل التطبيقات.
Okay, let's see when the VH is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
So the VH is basically 2t minus 4 et squared minus 4t. You could never make this equal to 0, so just forget about it. Just focus on this part. When t is 2, the v is 0.
Yeah.
How about the vj? It's 2t t squared minus 1 cubed. Now here they're saying from 0 to 5, not including 0, including 5. So we don't care about this. We just care about t squared minus 1 is equal 0, t squared is equal to 1, t is equal to 1. So now we have two critical points, at 2 and also at 1. Okay, now at 1, the Vj is equal 0. At 2, the Vh is equal 0. Okay, and now let's see, maybe the time of half in here,
I think that was
the time of 1.5, the time of maybe a 3, right? Yeah. So between 0 and 5. Now the V H will be 2 times half minus 4 is a negative. So VH is negative. And the VJ, which is this one, half minus 1, is half squared minus 1 is still negative. So VJ is negative. If they're both the same sign, they move in the same direction. Now, here, the VH will be 2 times 1.5 minus 4 is negative. But the Vj is 1.5 squared minus 1, which is positive. So here they have the opposite sign. They move in opposite directions. And now for the time of 3, for the VH, 2 times 3 minus 6 is positive. VH is positive. And the Vj will be 3 squared minus 1, also positive. So they only move in different directions from 1 to 2. And by the way, if you look at the answer key that they did, it's very complicated. My way is much easier. Yep, I put this in my detailed answer key. Part C, is the speed increasing or decreasing? It depends. So here, this is the acceleration of J at time of 2 is positive. Now let's see what the V of J is at the time of 2, not the prime, just the J. So V of J is this.
It's a positive number.
So yeah, 2 times 2, and here 4 minus 1 cubed. So it's a positive number. Because both the V and the V prime are positive, the speed has to be increasing. Now for part D, it says that the position at time of 0 is 7. So 7 plus. You must now integrate from 0 to 2. Integrate what? To find position, you must integrate the velocity. That means you must integrate Vj, which is 2t, t squared minus 1 cubed. In this case, you must use the u term, 2 squared minus, and the du is 2t, this is dt here, is 2t dt. So now, 2t dt is basically du. So now come here and say, so 7 plus from 0 to 2 u cubed du. So 7 plus u4 over 4, 0 to 2. And now replace the u back with t squared minus 1 to the power of 4 over 4 from 0 to 2. So 7 plus And then one time put 2 squared, so 4 minus 1 power 4 over 4 minus, put 0 squared minus 1 4
Which is 1
over 4.
With you disappears, right?
Yeah.
Can't you just not care about whatever is outside?
What do you mean?
Because you still just have you and
Look, if you want to work in terms of u, like replace the 0 and the 2 in terms of u, is that what you mean? You must make those into different things. I'll show what that means after I do it here. I'll show what that means. So here we're going to have 3 to the power of 4, which is 81 over 4,
minus 1 over 4.
minus 1 over 4. So 7 plus 80 over 4, so basically 27. Now, going back here for a second, what if you wanted to work with u? Like you don't want to go back to the original equation anymore. It's possible, but how is it possible? You should now say, okay, u is equal t squared minus 1. 1 time t is 0, right? And 1 time t is 2. Now, when the t is 0, u is equal to minus 1. When the t is 2, u is equal to 3. So you're going to come here and you're going to say 7 plus u4 over 4 from negative 1 to 3. And in this case, you don't have to go back to the u thing anymore. Like you can just replace right away in the u. So 7 plus 3 to the power of 4 over 4 minus negative 1 power of 4 over 4. And you get the same answer, which is 27 in the end. You must learn this method in case of the MCQs where they intentionally change those things. You must learn how they change. So for part A, you must yourself use implicit differentiation here and prove to them that your derivative is the same as their derivative. So let's do differentiation to this one. So 3y squared y prime minus 2y y prime minus y prime plus 1 over 4 2x is equal 0. So isolate for the y primes. 3y squared minus 2y minus 1 is equal to negative x over 2. So y prime is equal to 3y squares minus 2y minus 1 with minus x over 2, which means minus x over the 2 goes down. Open the brackets, 3y squared minus 2y minus 1.
بس هنا بس بدنا ننسى الماينس، ايش اللي راح ينقصونه؟
Not sure. Part B.
honestly, the only problem is AP is
told us every.
Okay.
وقف مستر شو يسوون ذا؟
Okay.
there's an annex.
تفضل.
Y minus y1 is equal to m in front of me. No. This is the x1, that's the y1. So y minus negative 1. Now what's the m? The slope. So come here and apply the x as 2 and the y as negative 1. So 3,
negative 3.
show me y squared,
Oh.
plus 2 minus 1. So minus 1 over, because they cancel, 3, 4. Yeah, so negative 1 over 4, x minus 2. Okay, now y is equal to negative 1 over 4, x plus 1 over 2 minus 1. So y is equal negative 1 over 4x minus half. And now they want to approximate a 1.6. So come here and replace that x with 1.6. 1.6 divided by 4, 0.4. So negative 0.4 minus 0.5, which is negative 0.9.
هذا مثل linearization مو؟
It's linearization basically, yeah, it is.
بس مسوي
It is.
مستقفين coordinates ما أعرف شنو.
Okay, now it's saying that you want the line tangent, which means the slope, to be vertical. So, no, that basically means go back to the slope equation and equalize the denominator to a 0.
So that's DNE, no?
No, it will make the slope DNE. Yeah, it will make the slope. Okay, so we're gonna equalize it to 0. So 3y squared minus 2y minus 1 is equal 0. The 2 just cancels. So here, factor it. That's like the hard part. So 3y and y. 1. Oh yeah. Whenever they say the line tangent is vertical and you have dy over dx, equalize the bottom to a 0 and try to find the corresponding y value. So equalize it to 0. It's negative in the middle, so basically negative here and positive here. So 1 time 3y is equal to negative 1, 1 time y is equal to 1, 1 time y is equal negative third, and 1 time y is equal to 1. But the question says that you want y to become more than 0, so you ignore the negative 1, just keep the y is equal to 1. Now part D says that we have this equation for the particle moving along the line. When the particle is at 4 and 1, dx over dt is equal to 3. They want us to find dy over dt. So look, dy over dt is equal dy over dx times dx over dt, which is already a 3. They want us to find this.
Yeah.
This is called related rates. So it's equal to dy over dx times dx over dt. Why? Because essentially that will cancel this.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially. So now we should find dy over dx for this one. Okay. We should do product rule for the 2xy. So x times y prime plus 1 times y plus ln y means 1 over y times y prime, which equals to 0. Distribute this 2, so 2xy prime, and here 2y. And now you want to isolate the y primes, so 2x plus 1 over y is equal to basically negative 2y. So y prime is equal to 2x plus 1 over y, negative 2y. How much is the y? 1. How much is the x? 4. So negative 2, 8 plus 1. Negative 2 over 9. So come here and replace this with negative 2 over 9 times 3. You get negative 6 over 9. You get negative 2 over 3 as the answer.